Boom. You see it right in front of you. Sorry for the ring light glare. I'm going to figure that out. But anyway, we got that icon from DC Multiverse from Mcfarlane Toys. Before we go further, hit that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you like and comment about this figure. Do you want them? Do you need them? Are you passing on them? Let me know. I am very happy to have this guy in my collection. I honestly cannot remember. Let me know in the comments if we've ever had an icon figure before. I honestly don't know, but I'm happy to have one in my collection. If you can't tell, I'm a black man. So to have pretty much black Superman in toy form on the shelf, chef's kiss for me. Side of box, we got Icon and Rocket Season 1. Now, obviously, he's from the the Milestone universe, which has been pulled into the regular DC universe. I did not read any of that stuff back in the day. I kind of missed it. Dwayne McDuffie was freaking dope, though. I've read his other stuff. And of course, I've watched Static Shock, the TV show, and all that stuff. So I'm very aware of this character, but I did read the complete season 1 of Icon and Rocket, and that's really where I got to know this dude. And it's such a great series. I need to get the season 2. I think it's Icon versus Hardware. I can't remember. Let me know in the comments section. But I read that complete thing and thought it was amazing. Anyway, sorry. The back of the box. So freaking dope. And this is of his look in the Icon and Rocket. So this isn't exactly his old school look or his first appearance look. It's of that look in the current comics. But let's get this guy out the box. And here we are, man, right out of the package. So let's go over what he comes with. Of course, he comes with the hockey puck right here. And I'm going to keep saying this because I think it's true. Flying figures should come with the flight stand. I don't care if it's a freaking collector's edition or a standard release. Flying figures should come with a flight stand. He has a beautiful flowing cape, wired. He's a flying character, obviously. He's flying on the box. Give us a flying stand with flying characters, Todd, please. We get this dope card right here. Same image on the box. Let me turn this around. And you can pause that to give it a read. But I mean, his backstory is so dope. Like, it's really cool and connected to just American history, if you know what I'm saying, of when he touched down on Earth and took on the form of a black man. It's actually pretty freaking cool. I really need them to do a Rocket figure. I mean, if we're going to do it, let's do it. If we're going to do it, let's do it. And he comes with hands. He has the fisted hands right there. And then he comes with these open hands. And that's it. I mean, could he have come with more? Absolutely. But it's for a regular release figure. I mean, I don't expect too much. I do expect a flight stand, but beyond that, I don't expect much. I don't expect head swaps. I don't expect face plates or energy blast. Energy blast would be dope. Does he use energy blast? I can't remember. But my point is, with a regular release, I'm kind of just down to accept whatever they give me. Now let's take a look at this guy right here. Let's start with the head sculpt. We'll bring you up a little bit. Raise him up. Okay. I just love the way Mcfarlane does heads and faces, man. That is a great head sculpt. Like, it looks like a person, right? Like, it looks like it was modeled after like a living person, and the way his eyes are and the way the light's hitting them, it really makes it like they're glowing. That looks dope. I love that. Really digging the colors on this guy as well. I love the paint apps. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of just like naked bodies painted, and obviously he has wrinkles in his suit, right? So it's not like a kind of like a Mafex or Mafex where it's just a naked body painted. And I love those figures, but this is a suit that does have texturing to it. Like it's not just a smooth bodysuit. So this is actually one of those figures where I wouldn't mind Mcfarlane kind of doing his Mcfarlane thing and textures and separation of the boots, but it's painted so well, I'm not mad at it. But I do prefer the figures to be a little bit more textured. But anyway, let me give you a full 360 on this guy. Now it's using the same buck of the Superman, the Crisis one. And we're going to be doing figure comparisons, a lot of figure comparisons to this guy and seeing how he stands up with some of the other figures for sure. Let's check out his articulation. Typical Mcfarlane. Mine's a little stiff, which I don't mind. Typical, yeah. Might need to bring some heat to this knee. Jeez Louise. Yeah, it started coming out. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, I think you can see it. The coloration on the knee is different than the rest of the boot, which isn't that big of a deal, but it is supposed to be one color. Sorry for yawning. It's actually late right now. Yeah, that's kind of lame. Not a deal breaker, but kind of lame that this doesn't match the rest of the boot. Anyway, you get the crunch down this far, and for flying, you know, get a figure stand, you can fly pretty good. Yeah, typical Mcfarlane articulation. Sorry, it keeps going in and out of focus. Now, let's talk about this cape. This is an interesting cape because it's that shiny kind of ribbon material. And it's interesting. Mcfarlane really does use different materials for his wired capes. And I wonder like what the choice is to make this more shiny, which I love. It's pretty close to, sorry, knocking everything out of the way. You weren't supposed to see those figures on the side. That was a surprise. This one's actually softer. This is much more harder than this one. I thought these were going to be similar. Let me check one more thing that I think it might be close to. No. This 66 Superman is actually harder than that. It's like a thicker ribbon material, which, you know, I prefer it not to be. It kind of feels like it kind of feels like the material from the Superpowers, like Wave 1 capes. a little bit. Better cut. But yeah. But I love it. I don't mind it. The greens match perfectly, which I dig. I like it, man. Let's see how he stacks up against some other figures. Okay, so first things first. When we're talking about Milestone, when we're talking about this universe, obviously the guy you want to see him standing next to is Static Shock. And I think that looks excellent. Yes, that is a custom head sculpt I got on Etsy. Until we get a regular Static Shock figure, I think this turned out pretty great. If you're interested in where I got it from, let me know in the comments section. I'll drop a link. But yeah, man, I mean, you kind of have that that Milestone universe right here with these two, which I love. And they scale really well together. Unlike this most recent Power Girl, who is just too tall. But excellent figure. See how it looks with some more recent Mcfarlane figures. Can't wait to get the green Guy Gardner figure. Should be coming soon. And then, you know, the figure that shares the same body, which is this Crisis Superman. And obviously they're gonna look really good together. Same body. Diaper piece is definitely different. And obviously the sculpting on the boots and legs are slightly different. But overall, it's the same buck. And I'm really happy. That is a different head. That is the first appearance head. I saw some toy YouTubers do this switch. I thought it was pretty amazing, so I want to do it too. They look great together. I'm really happy that, see this gap right here? I'm really happy they they didn't do it on this one. And I don't know if everyone else's Crisis Superman came that way, but this was like a $40 figure. Like, that's when Mcfarlane was experimenting on some stuff, and it kind of sucked that mine came this way and it was so expensive. Anyway, they look really great together. And honestly, this is the only Superman you can pair him with and have it kind of be legit, because for scaling purposes, if you do it with that infected buck, it's not too bad. I guess it's not too bad. He always gives me an issue standing. But you know, you can't have them go face to face. And I don't believe Icon's bigger than Superman. I feel like they're pretty similar. And of course, if you're using the best Superman figure, in my opinion, that Mcfarlane has put out, which is the first one, I mean, he's tiny. You couldn't even do Icon versus Superman on your shelf because that's just not gonna look right. So yeah, you kind of have to use the Crisis if you want to have them paired up on the shelf. At least standing side by side. You can always throw one of these guys on a flight stand and, you know, change up the perspective and they'll be fine. but they look pretty great together. You want to throw Batman in there, you know you gotta have to throw Batman. And Batman should be all right because Batman's figure is always oversized. So that's gonna scale well together. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty good. And just the drama of the flowing cape. I just love that McFarlane kind of, oh, and it, oh, sorry, and it is kind of two-tone, where here it's a little dull on the inside and very shiny on the outside. But I just love the drama of these wired capes, man. I don't need cloth capes ever, because they just kind of hang there. With the exception of this guy. This uncloth wired cape on this dude, this Pop Mart Kingdom Come Superman, it flows and hangs so beautifully that I don't mind it. But usually I prefer a plastic cape, or if we're gonna do a cloth cape, throw a wire in there. So yeah, a wired cloth cape. Regular cloth, I can live without, with the exception of that Pop Mart I just showed you. Anyway, so like what really hits me about this guy is, you know, and not to get into it because there's a whole lot of stuff around diversity going on in politics, and that's not what this channel's about. We might step into it because it's the world we're in, and art is meant to illuminate life, and these are pieces of art as well as comic books, but we're not gonna like go hard into it. But I will say, as a black man, it's really dope to see figures that kind of look like me, you know. It's really dope. And as a kid, an 80s kid, you know, we had them here and there. Got some G.I. Joes and Winston and Ghostbusters, and eventually Zack the Power Ranger. But to like have these DC figures looking so dope, it's really great, man. I just have to say, it really is. And McFarlane has made a lot of black male figures. I have to say, it's pretty dope. And it's one of those things where I just collect what I like and didn't even realize I had so many. You know, and some of these are my favorite figures. Like this Black Lightning is just dope. You can probably almost head swap these two. If you prefer to see, or just want to see Jefferson without his mask and eyes lit up, you can definitely swap that out. I won't do it, just giving you the idea. And this dude is so slept on. This is an amazing figure, and it's just crazy when you got a figure that's kind of just all original parts, but it's not like this well-known figure. If you don't read Batman, you probably don't even really know who Signal is. But it's actually a really great figure. I feel like it's slept on. Man. And then, I mean, this guy came out so well. This Cyborg figure right here. Doesn't stand as well. Also have a giant gun on him. But I also removed his hand to put that gun on him, so I don't want to just take it off. As I'm putting together this black display of superhero figures, man. Alice West. So yeah, like I'm just imagining myself as a kid. Like if I just had access to these. I mean, it's just really cool. It's just really cool, man. And I hope we continue to get more, and not just black, more, you know, other ethnicities. More women, Todd. Give us more women in these lines. DC Multiverse, and especially superpowers. Especially superpowers. Please. Now that I'm looking at it, I feel like Black Lightning and John Stewart, if they're not the same head sculpt, they are freaking close. They are very close. Which is kind of cool. If you want to have an unmasked Black Lightning, you can easily use John Stewart. They look very similar. Don't mind me, I'm just playing with my toys. Yo, this is dope. I didn't realize I had so many. Oh, how can I forget? I'm tripping. How can I forget? Almost forgot one of them. The only lady in the bunch. The only lady in the bunch. And of course, there are more black figures that Mcfarlane has created. I don't have the that Batman. I don't have Batwing. You know, there's definitely more. Sick. Sick. I mean, I was playing with my toys, but I'm digging it, man. I like this icon figure a lot. Head sculpt is chef's kiss. I almost wished he was a collector's edition and we can get a little bit more accessories, but I don't know if he's like a well-known figure enough like that to charge $10 extra for, but let's get Rocket. Let's get Rocket. Let's get an updated Static Shock, right? Sick. All right, now I'm just playing with my toys. Thank you guys so much for watching and continuing to support me. I really dig it. I love the community that we're building here. I also watch so many other things, and I just want to give a big shout out to Toy Shiz and Ahsoka and Brad, the DC Universe Geek. That whole DC Infinite Hour crew, Gotham City Tonight, Geek Dad Life, Shardamus Prime, Pixel Dan, Josh from before, even though he hasn't done a bunch of figures, D Hunter. Yeah, Josh, you haven't done this in a while, man. come on back. I get your grievances with some of the things that McFarlane was doing and is still doing, but I really enjoy your thoughts and figure reviews. And there's so many more. So just thank you guys for making great content, and thank you guys for watching mine. I really appreciate it. I love this figure. I'm very happy to have it in my collection. I got to figure out where I'm putting him. And yeah, that's all I got, man. Happy Black History Month. All right, I'm having too much fun. Let's get out of here. Catch me again. Like I said, hit that notification bell, subscribe, like, hit me in the comments, all that stuff. And I'll be back. Same iconic time, same iconic channel. Peace.